Hi, this is Terry O'Brien from Billback, and welcome to 2 Minutes of Profitability. These are little short videos that we're doing to kind of highlight some of the changing trends in cost recovery and how some firms are dealing with those trends to make the most out of their cost capture. Today's topic, we're going to talk about print capture. It's one of my favorite topics just due to the fact that all firms print, and a lot of firms struggle with, do they charge for print or not charge for print? So I thought I'd hit this one right off the top. Here's some simple facts. 65 to 70% of the boxes of paper that come through your firm are being eaten up by people printing, which means about 30%, 35% is being used by the copying process itself. Now, why does that happen? It's simply this. Documents are coming into your firm electronically these days. 5 years ago, most documents came in as a hard copy, and somebody had to walk to the copier, log into the cost recovery system, and make the copies. Now that they've come in electronically, it's easy for an assistant or an attorney to sit at their desk, hit print 5 times, generate 5 versions of that document, and then route them around as hard copies. So the simple fact is, copying is fading out a little bit, and printing has really taken off. So your paper usage has probably gone up over the years versus going down, and most of it is being used by your printing. So let's talk a little bit about what the problem is. People would rather sit at their desk and then hit the print button 5 times versus walking down the hall. It's a simple fact. They'd rather sit than stand. The documents have come in electronically, so they don't have to get up and make that hard copy anymore. Partners at the firm say they don't want to charge for printing, and I hear this all the time, because they don't want to nickel and dime their clients, and I respect that. But the fact is that the printing has overtaken the copying, and it's doing the exact same function. In many cases, it's more expensive than the copying that you used to do years ago. So, it's really essentially a desktop copy is what I like to call it. The simple fact that you're sitting at your desk doing it versus walking down the hall, it's the same function, it's doing the same thing, and it's costing your firm the same amount of money. So, how firms deal with this? There's a couple best practices that we see when firms are starting to talk about rolling out cost recovery for print capture. The number one thing is, there's a little pop-up window that all cost recovery vendors have. We have one. You enter your client matter number in, and it goes away, and we capture the transaction. How you set that pop-up window is very important. If you set it for every single print in the firm, you're going to end up probably annoying a lot of the users, and people are going to get mad at you, and they're going to come yell at you about, what are you doing? What we found was, if you set the pop-up window to happen on documents 9 pages and greater, that means anything 9 pages and below, you're not going to have a pop-up window, but 9 pages and greater, the pop-up window will come. You'll enter your client matter number in, we'll capture the cost for that transaction. Why is that good? Because most documents in a firm are less than 9 pages, but the big documents, the ones that are really eating up that paper, are greater than 9 pages, so we're going to capture the biggest bang for your buck by doing that and annoying the users less. The other thing that we see firms do is sometimes they'll take the print transactions, and we can change those cost codes inside the cost recovery system to actually equal a copy. So anything, a second set or third set of a document, we can actually write a rule that will flip that into a copy and then pass it to the accounting system. So it essentially looks like a copy to everybody else. You just did it from your desktop versus walking down the hall. Another very important thing that we're seeing out there as a trend, our best practice, is firms are starting to show all the various things that they're doing on behalf of their clients on the invoice, whether it's prints, copies, faxes, phone calls, FedEx charges, LexisNexis, you name it. They're showing it on the invoice, and sometimes at no charge, because they want to get the goodwill of the client. What this allows the attorneys and the firms to do is keep their hourly rates very consistent, or in some cases even raise them, because of all the extra work that they're doing at no charge on behalf of the clients. So we are starting to see that trend, which means it's very important for all firms to be tracking all these different transactions that they're doing. That's it for this video. Thanks, hope you enjoyed it. There'll be other videos coming down the road. We'll be talking about scanning, third-party imports, copying, embedded copying, cost capture versus having a terminal or tablet, There's pros and cons to both, so we'll be talking about that. That's it. Again, this is Terry O'Brien for NQ Billback. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon. Bye.